In this video, I'm going to show you how to create a character sheet like this, as well as a location one, so that you can put these as image references into Seedance 2.0, along with your storyboard, which will help you achieve a much higher level of consistency in your videos to create something like this. Right, so in this video, I'm basically going to be going through some of the videos that I've posted on my Instagram using character, location sheet, storyboard, and just walk you through like the process of what I've been experimenting with. And then at the end of the video, I'm going to just go through like how exactly I would do it in the moment live. So you can look at the process and take some pieces from it and go out and do it yourself. Right, so to start with, I'm going to be just looking at this video here. So this is purely just a storyboard into Seedance 2.0. So if we just look at the prompt here, it's just create a 4x4 storyboard and then kind of describing the theme, and then it's coming up with the shots here, and it created something like this. And then to create the video, literally just putting it into Seedance 2.0, use the storyboarded image one as a reference image to make full arcane style. I'm prompting like nothing here to achieve this. Using Seedance 2.0, 720p, 15 seconds. You can also use Seedance Fast. I found does pretty decent job. I do it at 720. I think that's just the best of like both in terms of decent enough quality and saving credits. And if we just look at like whether it's adhering to the storyboard, it does a pretty decent job. Like that's them dropping in. The backdrop is obviously different, but it's them dropping in. Skateboard there, then him, then her, then all three, then him. Then it's gone back to him, so it's missed this here. I would say that is probably that bit there. Something around there. So it's kind of, actually no, that bit was, that's that there. Then it's gone to 3 there. And so you can see it's adhered to it like 70-80%, which I think is pretty solid, basically uploading a storyboard like this. Like I'm pretty impressed with this. And to make the final video, and what I've discovered is you do kind of need to piece them together a little bit. So what I did is generated 4 or 5 versions, which is usually what I do, and kind of piece them together. Like I put the ending like from that one with it. But the problem that I found with this one, because this was kind of the beginning of the process, is that there was no character sheet, no location sheet. Because the whole generation is not perfect and I want to piece things together, I need each sort of separate generation that I've done here to be as consistent as possible. So I started thinking about like creating character sheets and location sheets for a different video, but I'm just going to walk through some of my findings with character sheets and how to do those. But firstly, in terms of like finding characters, I find Midjourney is by far the best. Like you can pay for a subscription for $10 to get access to like the explore page here, because you can simply just go on like Guy, find a character. There are just so many ways to find characters on Midjourney, and it's just easy. You can see the prompt, and what I do is find a character, either use the prompt or remix the prompt, regenerate in Midjourney, or take over to like Nano Banana 2 or GPT to then edit the image. Midjourney's not very good at editing. It's good at generating characters, but then maybe I want like the character to be, you know, the clothes to be a different color or something slightly different, and I'll use other models. But if I've just got the reference image like that, it's easy for me to take that into GPT and Nano Banana to fix it. And so the next video I'm looking at is this one here. So this has got like a character sheet. Didn't have a location sheet because at this point I hadn't just really needed to use a location sheet, even though I just said that I needed one because I'm talking retrospectively. Because the thing is with this one, in terms of location, because every shot is then moving in one location, but it's moving through different shots, it means that like you can get away with not having a location sheet. And the thing, it was kind of the same for this one. So this is using a character sheet, and then it's actually just using a prompt rather than a storyboard, which I'm going to show at the end. You can do either or, it doesn't really matter, and I'll talk about why you might do one or the other. So again, this is the character sheet for this one. So this is kind of like what I developed off the back of these ones here, because the thing is about these ones, this was for a completely different video, is when we look at a character sheet like this was just what GPT Image 2.0 was producing, but like you don't need all of these images. That's what I discovered, is like, what is the point of having like that image and that image? Like it's basically doing the same job. And I had seen people generating character sheets like this on Instagram, so just naturally went for one like this. But then you have to ask yourself the question, is everything on this needed? Is this writing needed here? No. And so is it just wasted space, and just would it be better to have a more condensed character sheet, which we'll go through later on in the video? Not to say that it doesn't work, a character sheet like this. It absolutely does. I think this is just more for just looking pretty, if I'm honest, rather than actually being the best character sheet to achieve the best level of consistency. But if we look here, I uploaded the character sheet here, and then this is the prompt here. So this is now not using basically a storyboard uploaded. This is just using a description of the shot, which works kind of the same anyway, because if I wanted to just turn this into storyboard, I'll just take this into ChatGPT and ask it to create me a storyboard image. And it did a pretty, this is the original shot that I used. Really like this opening shot. The problem I had, look, his headphones are gone straight away. And this was the video where I basically realized I need location sheets, because like I was having to regenerate the video with that sort of prompt. Because it didn't have a storyboard, I feel like the model then really struggled to really understand like the location. Well, it understood the location, but wasn't able to maintain it. So not having, just using a character sheet, not having a storyboard, not having a location sheet, was able to keep character consistency relatively well. And it kind of adhered to the shots that I was describing, as you can see here. So I did take this shot as well, because I felt like I could match that in. And then I pieced them together as well from about 2 or 3 video generations. But what I originally was doing was, like, as you can see here, taking the character sheet, the original starting image, some shots like in between the video as well, which you could do instead of a location sheet. Like if you generate one video and you like the location, then just take some screenshots from that video and then upload them as reference images. Because if you look here, that's very similar to the original one there, and that's a different generation. And then there we go, we've got this part here. It's a bit all over the place, but as you can see, the location is fairly similar to what I had before. And so yeah, basically after this video, I was like, okay, just having a character sheet doesn't work, on the basis that these videos don't one shot, multiple generations going to need to be produced. So we need a character sheet, a location sheet, potentially a storyboard, but maybe not necessarily a storyboard, because you can just prompt the shots and it still does a good job. So the next video where kind of this all kind of fitted together to some degree and was developing then the character sheet and location sheet was this video here. So this is using a character sheet, a location sheet, no storyboard, because I wanted to basically see whether I could achieve like good results, you know, without the storyboard this time, having understood that actually maybe it can just be done with a character sheet and a location sheet. So this was the character sheet here. Still a bit too much going on in my opinion, more condensed than the other one, but at this point, like I was starting to realize, like, again, is this necessary? I don't think so. Just looks good, but isn't actually necessarily needed. And so then this is the location sheet. Again, too much going on here retrospectively saying this, like, just because I was just prompting GPT Image 2.0 to create a location sheet. And I think this is maybe what like a traditional location sheet looks like. I'm not like a film director. I have no experience in this, but like, is this necessary for the model? Is it reading this text? Probably not. Does it need to know these colors? Probably not. But anyhow, just went forward with using like character sheet and location sheet. And it still does like a decent job. Weird shit happens, as you can see there, but each generation is like fairly consistent in the shots that I'm asking for in the prompt. So if I just go into the prompt here, so if you can see here, this one's a bit difficult to read, but you see like shot 1 to 2 seconds, 2 to 4. So it's describing each of the shots at the different seconds. And you'll find that every generation is going to be doing that. And so like, I was going to say this later, but this is why I also run them at 720, because I'm just trying to understand whether the prompt's delivering shots that I want. And then what I'll do is basically, so like it's always producing this shot in every video and that shot, and then this running sequence. That's a nice shot. So then what I end up doing is basically cutting loads of them together. So it's like, I find different jumping shots, you'll see here, right? But like when I put the music on the timeline, I was like, I want more shots in the beginning, like you see of his sort of like cape thing. And so all I basically then went and done was essentially just change the prompt and was like, I'd go back into ChatGPT and say, I need more like close cutting prompts in the beginning. It produced all these ones here, which then just gave me a few extra shots to add at the beginning. And then all these shots here, like these will be from different videos. So like this one, that one, that one. This is the same video, that's a different video, that's a different video. So because I've got the character sheet and location sheet, I'm able to cut from different videos and it looked pretty good. And as I said, like, I don't like these character and location sheets in terms of their fanciness, but they still do the job, right? I haven't tested extensively enough to know how. This is a good example actually of like the video not adhering to the sheet. Like the rope here, look, goes from here to here with this little arc thing here, that arc thing there, the rope's coming there. But the video is happening so quick, you never have noticed that, like, until I've just pointed it out. And it's doing it across it was doing it across all of the generations anyway, so I wasn't too bothered, even though you could probably look at the roof here and see that, like, actually the different generations have slightly different roof, very, very small details. But as I say, when you're quick cutting a video, it doesn't make a difference. But this kind of was what opened my eyes up to maybe I needing a better location sheet, essentially. Like that is not a good enough location sheet because there's just not enough details, which led me to sort of experimenting and trying to find, like, again, a more stripped down location sheet like this. And then this was also the character sheet that I had basically gone, okay, how can we create a new character sheet? Gets rid of all the fluff in its front, side, back, face shots, clothing. I think that's probably all you need, in my opinion, in most cases. And then I was trying to do something similar with a location sheet, but it just wasn't, the prompts weren't listening to what I wanted. Like, as you can see, like that shot and that shot is the same. Pointless, 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 pointless. And even when I was trying to get it to prompt to like not do that, it was still doing it. You might say, actually, just that might be good enough. I also don't know whether it's better. This is not realistic. It's in this weird style. Is it better to do it in a realistic style, but then does it cause the model to do weird stuff? This one here, a bit more complex, but like, is that needed? Is that needed? Is that needed? Probably not. I'm still trying to figure out what's the best location sheet to have, like wide view, top down view, maybe some close angles. I think it depends on the video you're making, but one thing I've learned is the more complex your location is, the harder it is to maintain continuity. And as I was talking about earlier, you know, I was talking about this video here. This is progressing through a city, so I can cut the shots easily. This is progressing through a city. This is in one location. It's not progressing through somewhere. So you understand every shot needs to basically look like it's from the same building. And then the last example that I'm just going to go through before we go how to do it is this like basketball. And this was quite difficult. So this was using storyboard, character sheet and location sheet, so a little bit different than the last one, just showing you that, you know, this could work as well. And for this one, we're just going for like a really stripped down character sheet, like not even front, back, sides, but actually found it to be a pretty good job here. Still worked really, really well. Location sheet was difficult because the basketball lines, and in the video it was really struggling with just maintaining the location sheet continuity. Haven't figured out location sheet continuity yet, so anyone has any suggestions, please suggest them. Storyboard, similar style. Did pretty good job at like adhering to like opening shot, them close together, them sort of dueling against each other, whatever you want to call it, and then some shots at the end. And this was again just piecing together the different videos here. As you can see, done that like close in shot, there they are. But then it was doing lots of kind of weird shit like this. And so this one was like, I'll just show you what it actually looks like on the timeline. This was very much like piecing together. Like some shots I liked, or some shots I just made shorter. So like if I just extend you some of these clips, right, you'll see like that's the original. So all I've done is take that original one, cut it to here. If I show you this one, this will be completely different as well. Again, look, doing weird shit. So I'm just taking the best moments. I'll show you this one as well. So it's across, like, I found on average you need about 4 or 5 generations. Like that, love that. Didn't like that bit. Again, weird shit there, but again, it's just, I can make this look good by just cutting the best shots from each of the generations. And then I played around with just the music here, like boom, 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 boom. At this point, I'm using the music as well to like figure out what cuts I want to do, how long to make the video. And that's kind of the theme across all the generations, is cutting them together on the timeline and using the best shots. And if I actually just look at the prompt for this one, again, no prompt here, so just simply creating the video from these sequence of shots, which it does a good job. You know, you can watch the video and see, you know, even this is a slightly different storyboard, starting shot, them facing together, then them battling each other, then some shots in hoop. So like I'm giving the video a clear direction that it does follow every time. It will just mess up a number of different shots, but every generation I found has shots that are usable. It's just then you taste making and picking the ones that fit together. So the storyboard method is really good. I could probably take this storyboard and actually just write it as a prompt as well if I wanted to. I could actually take all of these, like text bit here, and write it as a prompt and not use a storyboard. I just find that the storyboard gives you a method, gives you a good visual of like what you're getting, where you can't see on the prompts. And so if you wanted to like save credit on the video, I would always probably generate the storyboard, because then you can go, yes, that is what I want. You might actually look at this story and you go shot 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, all kind of look the same. Do I want to put in some different shots in there, like a wider one, you know? And so you can better plan the shots with the storyboard because you can visually see them, and then you can then alter the image prompt to then regenerate the storyboard to hopefully save you credits and get you exactly what you want. Or let's say you generate the video and you're like, actually I need like more of this type of shot. Like I talked about with this example here, I didn't use a storyboard, but I used that same principle of like watching the video and go, well, I want more shots at the beginning, so I'm going to prompt for more shots at the beginning. Again, it doesn't matter whether you use prompt or the storyboard. Both methods work, as I have shown throughout this video. So it's really just up to you to decide which method you want to use. And so now I'm just going to go through how I would go about coming up with ideas for this. This is live in the flesh, so the idea could be shit. I'm just going to put my hands up. I'm not going to just like, I have not pre-generated anything here. This is just doing it raw. And so what we're going to do, I'm going to go into the explore page on Midjourney. So we're going to pick one. I've used this character recently. Let's just take this character, for example. And I'm going to show you a process for coming up with ideas that hopefully will just open your eyes up to a different way to do it. So I'm going to go to ChatGPT. You can use ChatGPT, you can use Claude, doesn't matter. We're going to drag in the image reference. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to describe what I'm trying to do. And this is why prompts don't really matter, because if you understand the process, you understand the the intention behind what you're doing and you can describe it. You don't need prompts. Like ChatGPT and Claude are very good at coming up with prompts. So I need some help coming up with some ideas for a video. I'm trying to create a quick cutting 15-second video using Seedance 2.0. This is the character that I want to use. Please can you give me 10 different like little synopsises, that's not a word, of different scenes, stories for me to review, so then I can then go forth with this idea. That is the shittest voiced prompt I've ever done in my life. But I'm just going to show you like how easy this is to do. So now we've got 10 ideas here. We've got world's strictest instructor, inspection, coffee incident, everyone freezes because someone spilled coffee in the academy hallway. So now, yeah, it's giving me the monster students panic as a giant monster attack the academy. Everyone runs except him. He charmingly checks, blows the whistle once, and the monsters immediately line up. All right, let's just try this one. Right, so I'm going to copy this. I don't know however this is going to work because the monsters are all going to be different, but we'll just go with this one anyway because I'm just showing you the process. So I want to go with number 6, the Monster Academy. Please can you build me out a detailed image prompt that's going to generate a storyboard for this. It should be 4x4. It's going to be a 15-second video. So they're obviously going to be roughly 12 to 16 shots in there. And let me know if you've got any questions. All right, so this is actually just giving me the image from that. I didn't want that. I wanted to prompt, but we'll check the image anyway. All right, so this is that's actually not done too bad. I just want to show you, can you see how just kind of rough around the edges that was? But actually, do you know what? Let's just take this image. Like, I'm happy with that. The storyboard there. I'm now gonna create the character sheet and location sheet. It obviously has created the location there. I could create the location sheet before I do the storyboard if I've got a specific idea in mind, or I just use the storyboard to come up with the location, which it's done here. You can do either or. It's all depends on like what your starting idea is. If you're like, actually, I know where exactly I want this monster thing to happen and I've already got an existing image reference, then use that. As I said, you can do the storyboard first, you can do the location sheet first, you can do the character sheet first. It doesn't matter. But let's just go forth with that, and I am going to ask for the location sheet. I would just upload this as image reference, but I don't think I'd need to, seeing as I'm in here. Please can you use this image as a reference image and now create a location sheet of this area. A top-down shot, front, side, back, any details that are needed for the location to maintain continuity. Very shit prompt. Again, I want to just show you how easy it is for you to just figure this out yourself in terms of what prompts to use, because as I've shown through all of my examples, like the videos still work with all sorts of different character sheets, location sheets, and it's really just about, you know, the idea and you piecing it together in the final part. Because I've made, I think, all of my videos pretty decent by just picking the right shots and the right music and them coming out good. Right, okay, here is the location sheet. That's actually not too bad. I'm happy with that. Again, there are some unnecessary details here. So, like, in an ideal world, you develop your own location prompt that works for you, rather than doing it the messy way like I'm doing it, because I don't know whether we need color palettes, architectural style. But if we look at that image and compare it to what it's done off this, I think it's done a pretty good job there of using that as an image reference. So we'll take that. And then last but not least, we're going to create a character sheet. Please, can you create me a character sheet of this character, front, side, back, close up the face and the clothing. Right, looking at the character sheet, what has this done for me? Pretty good. See, like this will be good enough. I'm actually very happy. That's done a very good job there. Just looking at continuity here. Trousers look good, boots look good. I don't know what this is here, but we'll take it. Anything in your clothing where it has small details is usually where you're going to get problems. So like this here, I would definitely want a shot like that on the character sheet, because otherwise it will get that wrong. That is kind of too far away, in my opinion, on the sheet for it to know what that is. But honestly, I think we are good to go now. And so I'm just going to use Runway because I've got some credits to use. So we're going to go Seedance 2.0. I'm going to go fast because it's cheaper. 16:9, 15 seconds. If you want to save more credits, you can also go down to 480. I've been absolutely rinsing credits, so I've been actually generating at 480 because for me in my use case, all I'm doing is putting the video here. A lot of people have said on my Instagram, oh, the differences between 480 and 720 and 1080 and 4K are all different, but here's the thing. It doesn't matter what res model you're using. If you're using a storyboard, it is still going to follow the storyboard. Yes, the output might not be as good, but you might just use it as a test. So I might just say, I'm going to generate this storyboard in 480 because I simply just want to see how the shots look like together. How does the idea feel in a video? Okay, this looks good. I'm happy with it. I'm maybe now going to go to 720 and I'm going to go to 1080 because I'm confident these are the shots that I want. If I'm like, I don't like this shot, I don't like this shot, or do you know what? This idea just doesn't work. Right, so if we go back into here, we're going to now upload all of my image references in here. So we've got image 1, character sheet, image 2, the location sheet, image 3, the storyboard. And I am just going to put in the most basic ass prompt here, just to show you that anybody can do it. Use image 1, which is the character sheet, and image 2, which is the location sheet, to generate the storyboard in image 3. And I'm going to generate this. I'm going to generate a few of these just to save time, just to see how each of them changes. So I've generated 3 or 4 here. You know, I wouldn't do this if it was the first time I'm doing it. And also if you're conscious of credits, again, just generate the one idea. But for the sake of just this video, because I'm 47 minutes into recording this, fuck my life. Gonna have to wait for these to generate. And so while I wait for these to generate, just in terms of like credit usage, I use a number of different platforms because I'll just be transparent. I have partner access to platform. To cut a long story short, I get free credits across Runway, Artless, Magnific. Higgsfield I actually paid for because it was cheap. I got a good deal. In terms of like which do I think is the best? Honestly, they're all very similar. They all are just aggregators. They all are just using the same models that have APIs and pulling in those models. Some platforms sort of have fancier features, but then they don't really work that well. And so if all you need access to is the image models and the video models, you can really use any platform, to be honest. They will all do the same job in that respect. And so I would recommend just going looking at the pricing of all of them and just seeing whether they've got any deals and just evaluating how much does image generations and video generations cost across the different platforms. This is a whole different video in itself, but that's what I would do. You're not really getting more for your money aside from how much it costs per video image when it comes to like the other platforms features. Some people might disagree with that, but as someone that just purely does image and video generation, if you want node-based included in that, Magnific has that, or you might want to use a separate one for that, like Weavy. Runway also has a node-based system, and so like, you know, there are small nuanced differences between each platform, but in my opinion, as somebody that uses, you know, a number of different platforms, just look at the pricing and then just go for the one that is most affordable for you. Right, so these videos are starting to generate. Okay, what are these going to look like? So just off the bat here, not too bad continuity between each of the buildings. Let's just watch this one first. Hey, I don't think that that's too bad. We've got the same we've got like multiple versions of the same guy, which I guess is I might sort of would go back into the prompt and I would maybe just add something into the prompt here to you see how like easy it was to generate a video like that? Like pretty decent. Let's just look at the other ones now, just for content. How well has it like maintained what I've asked for? So I love some shots from this one. Okay, so like that part was sick. So I would 100% take that into the final video. So like this video here, I would probably take that establishing shot. I think it's better. This one is good. That one is good. This one is decent. If we switch there to there and then switch to this one, boom. I like that one. That's a good final one. So it's really about you just watching the videos and picking the best shots, like, and making sure like you maintain. See, like that weirdness there, that part is going. But in terms of location and how it's handled, like him as the main character is great. As you can see that, like, the actual people are all the same here. So again, I might try and prompt that to get rid of that, but I'm pretty happy with how that's come out. And you can see it literally took no time for me to do that. I had my character and I could have picked any of these ideas, you know, and I might go back through these and go, actually, I want to do this. Or if I don't like any of these ideas, I say, give me 10 more. Or if I've actually got an idea, that would probably help. And so you can really just start with something, or you can start with nothing. You just need the character. And I really am happy that came out how it did, because this is the bare bones, most basic way of doing it. And it still did an all right result, in my opinion. If I wanted to make this better, I would start with my character and already have an idea and describe that idea in as much detail as possible. Get more detail here. I would probably spend more time on this storyboard here. You can see here, look, that the characters are different here and here, but not really. So I would maybe just go back and try and work on that. The monsters are also a little bit different. Might want to put in an actual monster character sheet as well. That would probably make sense if they all look the same, so I would get the continuity. Could probably generate an image of all the different people, like generate like an image with like 50 different faces on, and it would probably do better. And that way you could get all of the continuity working before you've even gone through the video. Location sheet, the area looks bigger in the video, but it's nailed all of this pretty well. So that, I think, is the video wrapped up. This has been a long one, but I really wanted to go into depth and just show you the process that I've been going through, just be super transparent with it, just so that you can see actually it's not as difficult as you might think. There are loads of different methods and ways of doing it, but actually getting the end result all just relies on you cherry picking and taste making the right shots from your video generation so that you've got good consistency and continuity across them, and then finding just good music to match the vibe. I hope it's been valuable. If you have any questions, drop them in the comments. More than happy to do some more follow-up videos on this, but if not, have a nice week and I'll see you in the next video.